My name is Tim Friedman, and I own Culture Clash Records. This is the dream of my life. This is really what I've been building towards for all of my conscious life. It's been very difficult to have that conversation because the primary reason I'm able to do what I'm doing now is because of Pat O'Connor. We lost Pat a while back, and he's the only reason I could take over his business, one that he ran successfully for years and years after successfully running Boogie Records for years in the Toledo area. I came to BGSU to study business with the only goal in mind of running a record store and a record label. I got involved in the college radio, WBGU. I would DJ. I also became music director there. So in point of fact, I was curating the musical selection that all the DJs had to choose from at the radio station. I've also always known that I need to run my own business, and that's been something I've been working towards kind of methodically for over a decade. Again, going to BGSU to get a degree in business, specifically taking entrepreneurship courses in my time there. It was one semester I had a great professor, and the entire semester we spent in groups developing business plans. And the group I was in chose mine, which was of course a record store. So we developed that business plan for a record store for the entire semester. There are still a couple guys in that group that I see or talk to occasionally, and again, they realized that I was on this one track the whole time, and they've realized it probably even before I did. Running a record store for me is a lot of things, as running any business is, but for me there's so many things that we can and should be doing, and within our relatively small square footage here at Sylvania and Secor, what we can do is really continue to curate. So curating is what I've wanted to do all along, and I can share that with the team here at Culture Clash, making sure that the records and the music that we have here are records we want to share, that we want to talk about. I want for people to be able to walk in here, maybe for the first time, maybe without a record player, maybe their entire experience with music has been through Spotify or YouTube, but maybe something's calling to check out what the local record store is, and I want them to be able to find whatever may have brought them in that day, whatever music really speaks to them at the time. I want them to find that, but I also want them to be able to communicate, to talk to people here, other customers, to the team here, talk about what they're listening to, ask questions, and take more out of it. A record store is so much more to me than just a business selling records or widgets. A record store is a place of community, of conversation. This is a place where you can talk not only about music and art, but about the world around you. I think without fear of judgment, this is a safe place to really connect with like-minded people, or have your thoughts challenged by people who just happen to listen to the same record that you do. I think people are realizing more and more and coming back to the concept that small businesses really matter in a community. We've gone through so many changes, both locally, nationally, in the last decade. The last ever. But what many people find is that it's the small businesses and small business owners in their community that really make an impact. That experience in a record store. Sharing, hearing music playing that maybe you have no idea about, it in and of itself is something new. Talking to an employee at the record store, talking to somebody else that just happens to be there. Shucks, petting the friendly dog that happens to be at the record store, most of the time. These are all things that you're not doing if you're just searching on Amazon for that record. So I know Culture Clash has been Toledo's favorite record store for years, and in a way it's intimidating to keep that going, to again have such big shoes of Pat's to fill. And again, to have such a fantastic mold already created for me. That said, I know that there's so much more that Culture Clash is going to grow into in the Toledo area for this community with and because of passionate people in the Toledo area. I know how much this store means, and I'm over the moon to be able to continue to make sure it's the coolest place in Toledo.